What is up, DC fans? I'm Tommy from Z&D Comics, and today I'll be telling you my top 5 most excited DC future movies coming out between now and 2020. Starting out at number 5 is the Batman reboot. Now, the Batman reboot isn't technically confirmed because it wasn't on the Warner Brothers slate we saw, but a Batman reboot and a Man of Steel 2 movie are both pretty much confirmed. So I'm just going to stick with the fact that we're obviously going to be getting sometime soon a Batman reboot, most likely around the 2020 range. So the reason I'm most excited for a Batman reboot is because it's not going to be anything like The Dark Knight. Now, we are going to be seeing Batman in Batman v Superman, Justice League, and Justice League 2, and possibly other movies. So by the time we get a Batman reboot, we could probably have already seen him in 3 to almost 4 or possibly 5 films. So we're going to know a lot about him. But the reason a Batman reboot is going to be so good is because we're going to get a personal Batman story. And I'm really hoping towards the fact that we could possibly get to see a larger Batman family, such as Robin, Nightwing, Red Robin, and possibly other characters such as Batwoman, Batwing, maybe Batmite. That wouldn't really make sense though. But really, a larger Batman family is what I'm hoping to see in a Batman reboot. I'm also really excited to see if we're ever going to be getting the Joker again and how they would play that out, because the Joker was one of the best roles in the movie history. So it's going to be exciting to see them actually reboot that. And I'm pretty sure they're going to say the Joker for, like, if there is a Batman trilogy, like the last one. So we want to be really seeing a Joker, and not even close, probably 10, maybe even 15 years from now. So the reason I'm excited for a Batman reboot is 3 things: the Batman family, a close personal Batman storyline, and one hell of a Batman villain roster. Number 4 on my list is Cyborg. Cyborg is going to be played by Ray Fisher. Like Batman, we're already going to be seeing him in possibly Batman v Superman, Justice League, and Justice League 2, and Justice League 3 if it comes out before Cyborg. But according to the DC slate, we're going to be getting Cyborg before we get a Justice League 3 movie. So really, they're kind of doing the opposite of what Marvel did. We're actually going to be getting these characters solo films by already knowing everything about them. So the Cyborg, personal movie isn't going to have anything to do with his origin. Now, they could hint it, like, maybe show a few flashbacks, but it's really going to go right into the action. I'm excited about that because the thing is, by the time this comes out, I think it's going to be like 4 years from now, we don't really have a personal Cyborg villain, because Cyborg was actually introduced into the Teen Titans at first, and he's kind of been in the Teen Titans for quite a while. But now that the New 52 has come, we actually have a Cyborg, in the Justice League, but he doesn't have a solo comic. So my guess is he's gonna get a solo comic sometime soon, possibly literally in the next 3 months. My guess is by next September we're gonna be getting a Cyborg comic, and then probably that Cyborg solo comic will run at least all the way up to the movie. They're not gonna cancel it, because without a Cyborg solo book, how are you gonna make a movie out of him? He barely has his own villain roster. So I'm really excited to see a Cyborg solo film, just to see what they're gonna do. I'm really curious about who they're gonna choose as actors for that film, and exactly who the villain's gonna be. So I'm really excited for a Cyborg film. Number 3 on my list is Aquaman. Of course I'm excited for Aquaman. Now, I hope that the people that are watching this aren't a part of the little Aquaman hate group, okay? Aquaman's badass now, okay? This is a different age, okay? This is a better age. Aquaman's so cool. If you're not reading his New 52 comic, then I suggest you do. I also suggest you pick up the Aquaman and the Others comic book as well. Both comic books I'm currently reading and are very, very good. So, Aquaman is going to be played by Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa, you probably know him from Game of Thrones. I haven't seen any of his previous work. I only know him from Season 1 of Game of Thrones, and I definitely saw Aquaman in him. Well, I shouldn't say that. I saw a badass. He kind of looks like Aquaman if he had blonde hair. It's just, I hope they go with a more comic book Aquaman. I don't want them to, Batman-ize Aquaman. When I say that, I mean, like, I don't want them to darken him and everything. But I think they're going to go with the right choice and make Aquaman look pretty badass, but stick with his, comic book origin and everything like that, and his personality will hopefully stick to what the comic book personality of Aquaman is. So the reason I'm excited for Aquaman is not just because it's Aquaman and I'm really excited that he's getting a push, that is part of it, but I'm really just excited to see what the movie's gonna look like. I mean, Aquaman, the film, is probably gonna be 80% in water. So it's gonna be crazy to see the graphics and what everything looks like. I mean, if you're gonna be seeing this in IMAX or IMAX 3D, I can imagine it being like Avatar. How Avatar was almost like it blew the world's mind. It was a phenomenon how amazing Avatar looked, and I think that this Aquaman movie could do the same thing, but be better than Avatar. Because seriously, anything imagine Atlantis in an IMAX theater, underwater, how they would play that out. It would really look amazing. So I'm excited to see what it's going to look like, and I'm also excited to see that Aquaman's finally getting a push. Number 2 on my list is Justice League 2, and the reason I choose Justice League 2 and not the first film is because Justice League 2's villain is going to be Darkseid, and that is literally the reason I have Justice League 2 as my second choice, because Darkseid is probably one of the most powerful villains in the DC universe by far, next to, you know, Brainiac and Doomsday. But seriously, Darkseid is one hell of a character, and he looks awesome. So the reason I'm excited for this film is to see the Justice League fight Darkseid. I'm also excited for Justice League 2 film because I feel like we're going to be getting a better roster, and by the time Justice League 2 comes out, we're going to be having seen literally probably the main heroes. Of course, we're going to have Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, we'll have Cyborg, Aquaman. We'll probably have Green Lantern by then too, because supposedly in the first film, Green Lantern at the end of the film is going to warn the Justice League that Darkseid is coming. So by the time Justice League 2 comes out, we're going to have Green Lantern and possibly other members join the Justice League. So we're going to have a larger audience, plus we're going to have Darkseid as the villain. So that's the reason Justice League 2 is at my second choice. And finally, the number 1 movie I'm most excited for from DC is Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. I mean, be honest with me, who is not pumped up for this film? The reason it's number 1 is a few things, actually. One, we already got photos. It's the first time we're going to be seeing the trilogy of the Justice League in a film in human history. We're also going to be basically seeing the entire Justice League. Plus, it's Batman versus Superman. I mean, seriously, Batman versus Superman. I said enough. I literally just said enough right there, okay? So I'm really excited for this film. I mean, mostly because we already getting like little tidbits of it. I mean, we're getting information of this film every day. So like my body's just ready to see it. That's the reason it's number 1 on my list. And I'm pretty sure for all your lists, by the way, comment down below on your top 5 list. I'm pretty sure your number 1 is also going to be Batman v Superman. But if it's not, tell me what it is. I want to know what your number 1 most excited DC film is, because we just got the DC slate. We know that there's going to be 10 future films plus a Superman and Batman movie that makes it 12 in the next like 6 years or so. So that's really awesome. So it looks like that's going to wrap up the end of the video. If you have a top 5 list in your mind, don't forget to comment down below. I would love to hear it. And by the way, don't forget to like this video. It only takes a second. It really helps out my channel. So remember to comment, like, and subscribe. I'm Tommy from ZD Comics, and I want you to have a great day.
Ready, aim, fire.